welcome back. It's Alice from Higher Horizons. So if you've just stumbled across this video on social media or YouTube, then you may have missed the first 6 roles. So what we've been looking at is different forensic job roles, and we're now on role 7. So each one of these videos are between 2 and 5 minutes, and some of them have videos embedded in them as well. So today's job role does have a video embedded in it, so we'll have a look at that in a minute. But today's job role is a forensic document examiner. This may be a job role that you've maybe not come across before. It's one that I've seen in the movies, but I've never met anybody or heard of anybody doing this job. So I think they are kind of few and far between, but also really important, because a forensic document examiner compares handwriting samples and they can identify forgery in paperwork. Other things that they could see would be whether someone's been forced to write something, whether someone has kind of copied a document, whether a document is legitimate, how old the document is. But primarily it's about forgery, and they can also do things online as well now, because obviously we've moved into an online world. And often these document examiners work on what are called white collar crimes. So that's stuff like fraud, money laundering, bribery. So those are classed as white collar crimes, and that's what they would work on. So if a forensic document examiner found some quite compelling evidence, they may have to go and show that in court. They might go and have to kind of tell the jury what they found and show the evidence. If you wanted to become a forensic document examiner, then you could go to university and study forensics, so you have a good knowledge, or it might be that you do something like English, so that you're aware of handwriting, and then you'd have to go and do a specific apprenticeship to learn that trade, because it's quite a specific trade. And the average wage on this role would be around 47,000. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to end my screen, and then I'm going to swap them over. Hopefully this is going to work. Okay. So you're going to see my face for a moment, and I'm just going to share my screen back again and make sure that I've got some sound. There we go. Okay, so this is a video. It's a little bit kind of movie-like. Do you know what I mean? CSI feels, but yeah, it kind of explains what the job role would be a little bit, just in a very exciting and dramatic way.
We have selected the techniques that question document examiners use, and we've hired some question document examiners, and those techniques are very powerful because they permit a judge in a courtroom to tell the difference between a genuine document and a fake document.
The degrees of authenticity can be determined by comparison of the specialized stamps, file numbers, date formats, line spacing, and paragraphing with known authentic archival documents. File markings are often particularly telling. Some of the documents have misspelled words. Does this mean they're frauds? We don't think so. These originals are probably rough drafts, which would have typos and temporary spellings until the final draft was complete.
If you're talking about leaked documents, the provenance of leaked documents, we need to know where they've come from. We need to see the originals, and one has to admit that in 99% of cases, we do not see the originals.
We have several documents that are original pages. These permit testing that cannot be done with copies. For example, we can date a document by analyzing its ink. A small sample is punched out, leaving a pinhole in the paper. The ink is then dissolved, and by using liquid chromatography, the colors are compared with a standard library of inks. The imprint made by the individual typewriter keys can be used to compare with a library of typewriter fonts. The watermark on the paper can often be found and dated. Sometimes we can even see through the blacked out areas and decipher the hidden words.